Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture, and today is the 16th episode of Throwback Thursdays, and we're going over the technical first album by Timberland called Shock Value. It came out in 2007. So this, Timberland has been all over the place in the hip-hop industry, as well as the R&B industry, just all over the place, producing songs from a lot of people. Elliott, Jay-Z, Nelly Furtado, Missy, Elliott, Justin Timberlake, a lot. MIA, Madonna, a lot of people. Everybody from B-list to A-list to all over. He's definitely has put his stamp on different, groups and different genres too, which is really cool. So if you've definitely have heard of this guy. If you haven't, you definitely have heard his songs or songs that he produced. So this is technically his first album doing a kind of... Well, I think around this time, usually the producers kind of release their albums with features a lot of other people featured in it. And I think it kind of died out over time, but I really hope it kind of comes back. Because now all we have right now is DJs kind of doing it, but not really the producers like him or Pharrell. Oh no, Pharrell did it a couple times. But I feel like he's kind of leaning into his own direction. Plus he has nerds. So yeah, this is actually the first song of it, or album of it, and I loved it. I was listening to this album a lot, and not even, a lot of specific songs over and over again, and there's some songs on this album that also made it on the radio for a long time too. So let's go over some of the songs. So the first one I really like is Give It To Me featuring Justin Timberlake and Nelly Furtado. This song is a complete diss track. And pretty much it goes in sections. So each person has their own little verse that they pretty much diss somebody else that has been talking about them kind of thing. So, for example, we start off with Timbaland, and pretty much his thing is talking about Scott Storch, and who's also a producer, a very, very, famous producer. And he apparently, Scott Storch talked about how, in some interview or whatever, talked about how he didn't get credit for Justin Timberlake's Crimea River, and apparently that must have not set right with Timberland, because he decides to come after his pretty much Scott Storch's legacy and saying how you're just a piano man and I'm an actual producer. And it's whoa, it's pretty intense. Then we go into Nelly Furtado's verse, and hers is kind of a little random because really I don't think a lot of people knew what was going on in that direction, but she's talking about Fergie, and Fergie pretty much has... There's been a circle, apparently it was a lot of miscommunication, because apparently people were comparing those two together and saying how they're pretty much the same, and saying that maybe Fergie said that about her or something. So of course Nelly just goes in on her, but of course we find out later on that Fergie's I never was talking about you, nor was I looking to come after you or anything. So of course she took it back. She's I apologize for the verse then. Then we go into Justin Timberlake's verse, which is a little more controversial. And this one talks about pretty much him. It's mainly talking about Prince, because apparently Prince, at one of his concerts or some type of interview, said, whoever said that sexy is back, it never left. And pretty much a complete direct towards that song. I don't really know if he knew it was Justin Timberlake's song or not, and I know that Justin Timberlake was still kind of climbing in as a solo artist, but pretty much that really pissed him off, and he pretty much just had a whole diss verse on it. And there's also speculations that it's also talking about Janet Jackson, how there's the infamous Super Bowl performance where he pulled off a layer of her bra that was only supposed to show a little, have another layer under it. Apparently he pulled it all off, and hence her whole boob came out, and it was very, very, very awkward. And of course what happened is that her career went downhill because of it. Meanwhile, he kind of left her out there to just take the hits of the fact that he was that happened. He didn't really say it was an accident or anything, and she says it was on purpose to pull that off, but not to show off my nipple. And I think he kind of just left me out to dry. So there's a whole idea that he might be talking about her, but if it's true, that's kind of fucked up. But anyway, I do like the song. It was #1 on the Billboard 100s for a long time. And yeah. So then go into the next song, which was also very, very known, was The Way I Are featuring Keri Hilson and D.O.E. or D.O.E. And pretty much this one is really, really good. I love the sound. I think I fell in love with it immediately when I heard it. I heard it on the radio. I recorded it because we didn't have, like, Spotify or anything then, and I recorded it on a tape just so I can hear it over and over again until I got the album eventually. But yeah, I really love this. I really love the song. I love that there's also there's a weird kind of verses that come in and out of it apparently. Sometimes Sebastian is featured on it, sometimes he's not. But I also think that I think he's not featured as all the time because his verse is a little bit it's very fat phobic. It's pretty much talking about how there's one verse or one part where he says, "Your butt is a struggle just to get you in a caravan. Before I buy a bigger car, or before I buy a new car, just buy a bigger house or a bigger car," or something like that. And it's just like, I get it. You want to show how much contrast to her that shows like anything that's happened, we can do it. But it's completely just insensitive of how it goes through it. But it wasn't featured inside the album, so I guess they must have called it. It's like, yeah, this is not the idea of doing this way. Bounce is the next one I really like, featuring Missy, Elliott, Justin Timberlake, and Dr. Dre. This one samples Tour de France by Kraftwerk. And this one is really, really nice. I love it. I actually, the first time I officially heard it was at a Justin Timberlake concert. I went to his Future Sex Love Sound concert, and they played it in the middle while he was getting dressed or whatever things he was doing in the backstage. And it was it just blew me away. I was like, what is this song? Where does it come from? I need to get into it. Of course, I found out it was from Timberland. And they also put it on the movie Step Up 2. And it's a really good song. It's so nice. The production's insane. Going into the next one, speaking of productions being insane, Kill Yourself featuring Sebastian again, and Attitude. Sebastian and Attitude are Magu is also another people. There's 3 people that he kind of loves to work with. This one is actually I love the beginning as it samples the Red Queen from Resident Evil, and it's just so creepy and scary. And then it goes into this, when the beat comes in, it has this weird kind of sound, and I think it's so nice. Pretty much bragging about how, like, I'm the best. I don't really care what haters say. I'm gonna be the best I am. Blah blah blah. If you don't like it, you can kill yourself. Production's amazing. Going to another song I really like, Skipping a Past Board Meeting and Fantasy. Those two I didn't really care for. Scream featuring Keri Hilson and Nicole Scherzinger. Love the song, super sexy. The song is sexy. The music video is very sexy, and I literally want to be both of them. I just want to be them, and because they look so amazing, and I love it. I definitely am adding this to my stripper playlist as well because it's just that great. It's just so nice. Going to another one I like is Miscommunication with Keri Hilson again and Sebastian again, and it's pretty much, this one's talking about how this guy messes around, got a number from Keri, and it's just calling her every time he comes into town. I'm assuming he wants to hook up or get together, and she's not really responsive. She's not really acknowledging him too much, and it gets to the point where it's just like, she doesn't say why, she's like, I'm out with my friends, I don't care. Like, he's like, you want to hang out with your friends more than you hang out with me. And she's like, what? I don't even know you, you know? And so it gets to the point where she's like, yeah, I gave you my number because I felt bad for you. And you kind of look cute on a train, but then I guess you don't look cute outside the train. It's it's very harsh. It's both sides. It's just all types of craziness. And it definitely get why it's called Miscommunication. Going into Bombay featuring Amar and Beanz. Love this song. The production is so nice. The Bollywood inspired kind of mixed with the hip hop kind of direction, so nice. And I know that Danger, he's also a DJ who our producer, he also had a couple touches in some of these songs, but some of these songs sound a lot more like Danger than it does sound like Timberland. And I think that's what this song, I feel like it's way more Danger. If you hear the song, think about Blackout by the album Blackout by Britney Spears. Then think about this song again. I bet you'll completely like, the part is completely the same. Throw It On Me featuring the Hives is a really fun song. It's very fast. It's also a little I like the song. I like the production. I think I like the production, but I think the song gets a little repetitive over time, and all they say is just throw it on me over and over again. And it's just like, okay, I get it. Like, there's not really much. I kind of thought they were going to say more than just that. And I know Hives. I know they have much more stuff to say than just throw it on me. Time featuring She Wants Revenge is another one I really like. I love the idea of this kind of I love the idea that he doesn't shy away from getting kind of spooky kind of sounds when it comes to like putting out just very spooky mystery kind of sound production. It sounds really nice, and this song's pretty much talking about, which is trying to break it down myself, but going off of confusing passion for the love he never gave is my idea of two things. Either he's pointing out that because we have sex, she thinks we're in love, and she uses that and she also gets around, so she's using love. She thinks sex equals love, and maybe the love that he never gave, maybe she has daddy issues as well, so all that stuff she's trying to make up for it by sleeping with everybody, with a lot of people, and sleeping with him, but also seeing it as a love thing. It's very interesting of what they're trying to break down from it, but I love the production, and I love She Wants Revenge. I think they're amazing. And then finally, one of the other songs I really like is the remix to Apologize with OneRepublic. Apparently, he wanted to reproduce this song, and this is what came out of it, and it was all over the fucking radio all the time, to the point where that got me into OneRepublic, and I haven't I came back since, but I feel like I'll put out my opinion one of these times when I have a video on them. But anyway, song is amazing. The song is just, the lyrics are great, the whole emotion is there, the song the reproduction is really nice. It's really nice. And then to shout out to the last song, which is Two Man Show featuring Little John, can't talk today, Elton John, which is a really cute one. It's really nice. It doesn't really say too much, but it's obviously a kind of like piano with playing with the production kind of direction, which is really nice. But yeah, revisiting this album, there are some songs that I definitely remember, that I think I was like, yeah, I don't remember listening to this. I think I completely skipped past this song. And there are some songs I skip past because it's just but there's songs that just hit hard, and I love that. And he definitely came into the album hard. So I give this album an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you heard this album, if you love this album, you have a favorite song off of this album, let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell too so you get more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.